Hello, everyone in the Verde Valley, and thank you for joining us on this episode of Senior Living. Springtime, a little bit blowing in like a lion, so I'm not real sure. That I like the wind, but it's been beautiful weather overall here in the Verde Valley. Lots of things going on around the entire area, and of course, we're going to fill you in on as many of them as we possibly can. Don't forget that this weekend is the Brian Mickelson Memorial Run. Many of you watching this will not have made it to be at the run, but we will be airing it on Verde Valley Television. You'll get to see all of our runners from around the Verde Valley, around the state, and even around the country participate in a great event that we'll all be remembering Boston as it's being run. Today, though, we've got a full schedule of great people on the show, and we are going to start off talking about one of my favorite places. Jerome has so many things going on all the time, particularly now with the weather being the way it is. There are a number of great events going on. One that we'll hear more about later on is the brand new Jerome Film Festival. I can't tell you much about it yet, but we are going to find out in a future show. The Jerome Art Walks continue, and we have one of the most wonderful events coming up, the 48th Annual Jerome Home Tour. And to tell us a little bit more about a couple of the things that are going on, a couple of our favorites, we have Donna Chesler and Colleen Hall. Welcome, ladies. Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. Jerome Art Walk is always the first Saturday of the month.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, the hours just change a little bit, wintertime, summertime.
No,
it always stays the same?
It's always 5 to 8.
5 to 8 on Saturday evening?
Yeah, the first Saturday of every month. Of course, in the spring, in the summer, in the fall, you have nice long days and people stroll around, and it's a great time to see the galleries and have dinner, maybe even stay overnight, do a little shopping. It's a great time to be in Jerome.
Absolutely. Any, what's on the agenda for the May event? Do you have any idea if there's anything particular, anything special that people won't want to miss during that one?
Well, we're going to have something special at my gallery, which is Gallery 527. We're going to have some poets from San Francisco are going to do an event. I am not exactly sure what it's going to be, but it will involve original poetry and some music. So I'm excited about it, even though I don't know exactly what's in store for us.
You know, even if you did know, I'd say, shh, let's send everybody up there. Check it out. That's always fun. One of these days I'm going to get a poet on the show. I think that would be a great entertainment.
Yeah, I think that there's young women, and I think it's political. And I'm looking forward to it. It won't be the whole event. It'll probably be 6:30. We'll do 15 minutes, and maybe at 7:30 we'll do 20 minutes. So throughout the night, it's going to be fun. Other galleries are just starting to let me know what's happening, but most of them, I know the Jerome Artist Co-op, Raina Gentry is going to be having an opening there, and it's going to be just a fun night throughout the town.
Always is.
One of the things that I think is always fun about the Art Walk is that there are always surprises. First of all, you could go online the day before and read what you think is everything going on, and then when you get up there, there's going to be some surprises. So I think that's a lot of fun.
Yes.
All right.
And we always do have a shuttle, which is nice.
Oh, yeah.
It's the free shuttle, and it will pick you up at, there are 4 or 5 different stops, and it'll take you down to the high school, which is filled with wonderful artists, and there's always something exciting going on there. And then it'll bring you back up. So if you have some wine, or if you just don't want to walk, you don't need to worry about reparking your car.
Okay, which is a good thing. Even if you do you have any shuttles that come from the Cottonwood area, or they run through Jerome? Oh, that's still good, because
it basically goes from the high school up to the asylum and the Grand Hotel.
Got it.
Everything in between there.
Because if you're if you're parked and you give up your parking
No,
space,
no.
you may not find another one.
Exactly. They're a premium.
Exactly. We up there not too long ago, and as you're wandering, you end up wherever you end up, which was a long walk back to the car, but it was worth it. It was a beautiful
Yeah.
night up there. The last year, we visited with you ladies at a couple of the great homes on the Jerome Home Tour. This coming home tour, which is the 18th and 19th of May,
That's correct.
is the 48th annual, and it is, you were telling me, best ever?
We think so.
Of course.
Yeah.
We do think so.
I
this
love
is a
it.
great home tour coming this year.
Last year, if I remember correctly, there were, was it 9?
There were 8.
8
Yeah.
on the tour. This year, is it the same number?
About the same.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent.
It takes a lot of hours. You say 8 and you think, well, I'm going to be there 20 minutes each. It really takes hours to get through this event, unless you zip through it. But Colleen will tell you,
yes.
it's we take you to each place. However, you can spend as much time as you want.
Correct.
Well, I know you mentioned, Donna, that there's a lot of research that goes. Once you determine which homes are going to be on the tour, there's a lot of research that goes
true.
into having all the best possible information available. And again, I don't want to ask you for all of the details. First of all, we could be here for a couple of hours.
Yes, we could.
But give us a little bit of a hint about this year's home tour.
Well, there's an iconic building in Jerome. Everybody's seen it. It's surrounded by tall Italian cypress trees. It's called the Powder Box Church. It hasn't been on the tour for a very long time. It's a private residence, and the people are very private. But we were lucky enough to get it this year. And it was started in 1938. It's called the Powder Box Church because people discovered that when they were doing the renovation and they saw the walls exposed, that there actually were dynamite boxes used to create the walls. So it was built, it was a labor of love. It was a Latin American Methodist church, and there were no plans for it, and there was no financing for it, and this man just built this church.
How awesome
Yeah.
is that? And it's a beautiful structure.
It is.
Unbelievable.
There's a picture of
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. Well, there's, I know, again, based on last year's tour, the just seeing the homes is quite an adventure, but learning about them is another whole universe out there. Give us a little bit more, Donna. Tell us a little bit
Okay,
more.
we're going to have the Honeymoon Cottage, which is it's really the pride and joy of Jerome. It's absolutely stunning, beautiful building. It was built by the man who owned the mine, Jimmy Rawhide Douglas, as a gift for his son Louis in 1921.
Wedding
Oh, wow.
That it was a wedding gift. There's a picture of it. It's absolutely lovely. And
Stunning.
it's got the whole big Verde Valley view.
It's beautiful.
And,
the lawn.
with a big lawn and 2 stories. So we'll have a lot of history on that. And the woman who renovated the home in the early 2000s, she wrote a book about it, which is very interesting.
Yeah, this looks like it'd be a
current
lot of
owner.
good information.
She's the current owner.
Right. The Lady Lost, the story of the Honeymoon Cottage in Jerome, Arizona. So there's a lot of different pieces to the home tour. So that's
Yes.
very cool.
We have another one that hasn't been on for a while, the mortuary.
Really?
Yeah,
How
it's gonna be
exciting!
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Good deal. Tell us a little bit about the tour itself, the logistics of the tour.
Okay. The tour, first off, it's $15 for adults and $8 for children, and then under 3 is free. The tour is a self-guided tour, self-paced. You are not stuck with any one group of people. Our ticket office, we do not pre-sell tickets. Our ticket sales is on Main Street. You'll see the tents. It's on Main Street next to the police station.
Right.
Very easy to find. Lot of signage up regarding parking. You mentioned the parking. Ticket sales start at 9 a.m. and the last tickets are sold at 3. Our shuttles the first shuttles take off at 9 a.m. and the last ones take off from the ticket sales area at 3 o'clock. But they continue to run and move people along the tour route until the last person has reached Spook Hall. So what happens is you purchase your ticket, you get a wristband, and they'll explain to you what is covered in that wristband. You also get a discount at the State Historic Park, which is also one of our stops, because the Carriage House, which has never been on the tour before, ever in 48 years, is going to be one of the stops. And so you get a discount admission into the State Historic Park. And you also get a free admission into the Mine Museum. So we have a lot of cooperation with the other places and historic places in Jerome with the Chamber of Commerce. You will get on your van, on your shuttle, and it will take you to the first stop. You get off. You can spend as long or short a time as you want to in each stop, and when you're done and you're ready to go, you just come back out, wait for the next shuttle, and get on, and it will take you to the next shop. We have hosts and hostesses, docents in each building that will explain the history and walk you through. And again, you can spend as long or short a time in each place as you'd like. You go through each building, each place, and then the very last stop is the Spook Hall, Lawrence Memorial Hall. The other thing I do want to mention is the tour is not handicapped accessible. Right. We have a lot of steps, and then some of them are historic steps. Makes them older and narrow. Also, it's not pet friendly. Right. We do not allow pets on the vehicles or in the homes, and it's not stroller accessible. Right. And so the last step is, as I said, Spook Hall, Lawrence Memorial Hall. And we will be having we have another author in town that wrote a fascinating story about the Cuban Queen. It was one of the madams. Right. She's linked to Jelly Roll Morton, the father of jazz. Right. And she's going to show a trailer there and have a pictorial display inside of the Cuban Queen. She has made a movie, which will be also featured at the Film Festival in June. Excellent. And so she's going to show the trailer at Spook Hall. The Mingus Union High School Jazz Band will be there playing. The Mingus Union High School Drama and Theater Department will be there, as well as the choir. So we have, there will be coffee, lemonade, cookies there for refreshments, and a historical display by the Historical Society, the Chamber of Commerce, and then, of course, the Cuban Queen. Excellent. We could talk, as I said, for hours. We're out of time, but that leaves me with these final words. Don't miss it. This year's event sounds like I have to agree with him. It's probably the best ever. May 18th and 19th, you can buy your tickets at 9 a.m. both days? Both days. The better day to come, actually, is Sunday. It's not as busy. Sunday morning isn't as busy. And the other thing, if I could real quick tell you, Pam, is that we actually have several buildings on the tour this year that have never been seen by the public before. That to me is key, and I think that anybody that will take the time will find it well worth it. So again, May 18th and 19th, we're going to take a break, and we will be right back with lots more good stuff after these messages.
Hi, I'm Ben Bueller, owner and funeral director at Bueller Funeral Homes. My grandfather once told me, you can serve a family selfishly once, or treat them right and serve that family for generations.
Bueller Funeral Home has been serving Arizona families for 3 generations with affordable and reasonable services. Bueller Funeral Home feels a funeral should be as unique and personal as the individual it honors, whatever your choices, your traditions, or your budget.
8,000 Arizona men, women, and children battle the often debilitating impact of multiple sclerosis every day. You can help find a cure. Register today for Arizona's premier cycling event, Bike MS Ride the Vortex, May 18th and 19th, presented by Sam's Club. You choose the distance that's best for you, from 30 to 150 miles. Proceeds fund research that can make a difference. For information and to register yourself or your team, visit www.bikemsarizona.org.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Welcome back. I told you earlier that we were going to have a very eventful show today, and our next guest just proves that we're trying to do that. We have been very fortunate to have guests that enrich our lives here in the Verde Valley, and our next guest does just that. Award-winning author, instructor for writing instructor, and a book retailer, bookseller, co-owner of the Well-Read Coyote in Sedona, and award-winning author Chris Neary. Thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm delighted to be here.
I have followed the store and all of the great things that you guys bring to the Verde Valley, just different perspectives and Joe's music, and now to get to meet you and have you on the show, just it makes my day. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have won many awards, and your writing style has garnered so many compliments and just acknowledgments from a lot of different people. How would you describe your writing style? If you weren't just listening to everybody else, how do you describe your writing style?
I write madcap mysteries primarily. I also write the occasional thriller, and I write some short stories, but mostly my heart belongs to the madcap mysteries. So they're fun, they're funny, they're just great fun.
Now, I believe, I'm going to reach just across, I believe this is your latest book?
This is my latest. It's called
Revenge on Route 66.
And it takes place across the southwestern Route 66. The series features the daughter of eccentric Hollywood stars, and I've always had a fondness for old Hollywood, so I've kind of created that in her life. And in this case, she and her dad used to have a history throughout her childhood of touring Route 66. And now she's grown and she's married, and her father is off on Route 66, and he dangles a mystery for her to come running. And it takes place from California through New Mexico, and very critical part in Arizona, in Flagstaff.
All right. Now, this character has lived through several of your books.
Yes, this is the fourth, and I also write another series. There's two in that series, and then I have some standalone novels too.
You have, as I mentioned, you've won many awards, several of them several times, if I'm not mistaken, throughout the years.
Yes.
Right?
Well, with the Lefty Award, which is given every year for the best humorous mystery, I haven't won it. I've only been nominated, but I've been nominated 3 times.
I was going to say that's pretty big if you ask me. That's great.
Yeah, but I am becoming the Susan Lucci of the Lefty Award.
I love Susan Lucci.
I do too.
Very, very good. So there's a lot on your calendar. Every time I've checked out your website, you have a lot going on all the time. Not only do you, as I mentioned, have Well-Read Coyote and you stay busy there, but you've got a lot on your calendar. Tell us what's coming up for you.
Oh, I am appearing at the end of the month in Sedona, reading with the Pump House poets and prose authors. This past Saturday, I was at Poison Pen Bookstore in Scottsdale.
Wow.
And in May, I will be in Albuquerque for the Southwest Book Fiesta, and then in Phoenix at the end of the month for the Phoenix Comic Con. And then in California in June.
I get goosebumps when I think about, we acknowledge that many of our friends and neighbors here are talented, but to just to understand the level of talent that we have here in people like you is pretty amazing. Are you working on your next book?
Yeah, always.
Okay.
Always, yes.
All right. Will it be a Route 66 book?
No, it's a different, I call it a palate cleanser. So I'm writing a more serious supernatural thriller that takes place in Sedona.
Uh-oh. Vortexes?
Maybe.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. We don't want to know. We want to be able to read about it later on. If you, as an instructor, I've got a friend that's taken a couple of different writing classes at the college, and I told her she needed to come see you, so hopefully she will. As an instructor, what do you find the most exciting thing here in the Verde Valley about some of the people that you've worked with?
Oh, as you said, we have so many talented people here, and a lot of people have sort of hid their light under a bushel, and now that they're here, they're sort of taking those steps that they have wanted to take for a long time. So for me, it's very gratifying to be able to help those people along their way, because basically I do think that most writing is self-taught. You need to find your own voice in your own way, but a good writing instructor can save you a lot of time and help you avoid some of the pitfalls.
Okay, good point. Two questions came to my mind. The first is, if someone does want to talk to you about instruction, do you have classes? Do you hold regularly scheduled classes? Do you work with people individually? How do you normally accomplish that?
I do both of those things.
Okay.
I do teach online for UCLA Extension and other online outfits, but I also teach classes out of the bookstore periodically. I did from January to March. I taught introductory novel writing and intermediate novel writing, and I do those periodically.
Okay.
So, and I do work individually with some people too. I have to feel they're ready for that.
Good point. Sometimes we need to explore. There are so many things that, I wish I could do that. But when we need to explore whether or not we really are going to like it, because I know I have several friends that are published authors, and some years are better than others as far as their productivity. They just don't feel like they want to do it sometimes, so it takes a while.
Yes, it's not an easy life. It's rewarding, but it is challenging, and sometimes some people discover it demands more than they want to give.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Are there any authors that you've particularly mentored that have that kind of light up your life a little bit?
Oh, I feel like I'm not a parent, but I feel like a grandmother. Every time one of my students gets published, it makes me feel like that I had a role in that, and yeah, that's fun. It's nice for me. So there have been quite a few of them. Names are escaping me at the moment.
No, that's fine. I just want to ensure our audience that should you choose to pursue something like this, it's even if you don't decide to write a book, but there will be benefits to exploring the possibilities and seeing whether or not it's something that you can do. What is, other than the book that you're working on, that we'll find out about later, other than the book that you're working on, are there, what else is on the horizon for Chris Neary?
Well, when you have a book come out, usually there's months and months of promotion and touring. So I have months of that ahead of me. But then I just put my head down and I finish writing another book, and then that one comes out, and it's more of the same. It's not really a glamorous life, you know. People think it might be a little glamour. It's really not.
I think it would be. You mentioned the prose and poetry. Tell me the date of that one again.
It's on my website, which is chrisneary.com.
Right.
And it's on my appearance page. I believe it's the 26th of April, but I'm not positive about that.
And do you have other, I think it would be incredibly fun to go listen to you read bits and pieces of your different publications. Are there other opportunities where you'll be? I see that you're doing that's in Scottsdale, the presentation on humor writing. Are there other times when you do just readings that people could just enjoy your writing?
I do, but not too often.
Okay.
Not around here too often.
All
yeah.
right.
I kind of feel that people would get tired of me. You know, bookstore, owner, author. Yeah, they would get a little tired of me.
Well, I think that it's a great opportunity. You can visit Chris when she's in the store. I don't know if you're there all the time, but Well Red Coyote in Sedona. And you can visit her website, as she mentioned, chrisneary.com. There are a lot of opportunities around the Verde Valley to catch up with you and your writings, and I would encourage everybody to, the writing style is phenomenal, and there are many of us that still like to read for real.
Yes, there are. Yes, thankfully.
Yeah. So I encourage you to check out all of her books, and as we mentioned, all of that is listed online as well, and go into the store and check them out. And we look forward to having you back. Maybe we can get you to come when you do your new book release, come back and join us again, and we'll introduce it as well.
Oh, that would be super.
All
Thank
right.
you. I'd love it.
Chris Neary, thank you so much. We'll take a short break, check in with some of our sponsors, and we'll be right back in just a few moments.
Hi, I'm Ben Bueller, owner and funeral director at Bueller Funeral Homes. My grandfather once told me, you can serve a family selfishly once, or treat them right and serve that family for generations.
Bueller Funeral Home has been serving Arizona families for 3 generations with affordable and reasonable services. Bueller Funeral Home feels a funeral should be as unique and personal as the individual it honors, whatever your choices, your traditions, or your budget.
8,000 Arizona men, women, and children battle the often debilitating impact of multiple sclerosis every day. You can help find a cure. Register today for Arizona's premier cycling event, Bike MS Ride the Vortex, May 18th and 19th, presented by Sam's Club. You choose the distance that's best for you, from 30 to 150 miles. Proceeds fund research that can make a difference. For information and to register yourself or your team, visit www.bikemsarizona.org.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Welcome back. We are just full of book stuff today. Sometimes that happens, and I actually just love it. Coming up right around the corner, actually on May 4th, is another opportunity for all of us here in the Verde Valley to really enjoy all of the local talent that we were just talking about. With us today to tell us about the 2013 Authors Forum is Mary Griffith with our Cottonwood Public Library. Yes. Mary, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. As I mentioned, we've had the opportunity to talk about a couple different authors and books, authors of books about the local area and by local authors. And on May 4th, Cottonwood Public Library is going to give us an opportunity to really check that out.
We are going to have our first authors forum ever, and we have 29 local authors, including, one even volunteers for the Cottonwood Public Library. I thought that was pretty neat.
That is awesome, yes.
And I've read her book. It's very good. We also have Roger Naylor. He's, if you're familiar with the Get Your Kicks on Route 66, he will be one of them. But there's 29, and I can show those to you.
Let's
this way.
let's give a little Cy Brandon.
Yes.
Cy has been on our show several times. Claudette Cleveland, Geraldine Birch, Luminous. Oh, Val Chanda.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're really excited. It was we had quite a few people call that we had no idea that we would get the response.
There are way too many for me to mention all of them, but you will recognize them when you get the opportunity to visit this. Ann Crosman has been on the show, the author of The New Immigrants. We've talked to several of these people. Richard Corey, that's a great book that he wrote. But I think that the key is that for all of those viewers in the Verde Valley that are, first of all, that love to read, second of all, love to read about our area by people from our area. Not all of the books that these folks have written are about the Verde Valley area, but again, as we mentioned earlier, the talent right here in the Verde Valley is pretty phenomenal.
Astounding.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. So did you do a call to authors?
We did. We put an ad in the newspaper and on Facebook requesting that if they were interested to give us a call or email us, and they did. Like say, we have 29. We could have had many more. We don't have the room, so.
So this means there will be a second annual.
I am certain that there will be a second annual Authors Forum. Like say, we are really excited that we can let our community get a chance to visit with them and find out more about the books. I mean, books are not going away.
Love to hear that.
That's right.
Love to hear that.
We also have a couple of other things going on that I'd like to bring up if possible.
Absolutely.
On May 3rd, we're having a law day, which is a Friday. So from 10 o'clock in the morning until 3:30, you can come in and get free legal advice. We're just hosting it. It's actually sponsored by Community Legal Services, the Yavapai County Bar Association, and the Verde Valley Bar Association. So you can come in, ask local attorneys questions and so forth, and then following that, the next day is May 4th, the Saturday, which we'll be doing the Authors Forum.
You know, I had seen briefly the information on Law Day. The library's offered this before, if I'm not mistaken.
Not our library.
Okay.
Last year, in prior years, they've had it at in Prescott.
Oh, okay.
At one of their area libraries. This is our first year for hosting it, and we're pretty excited.
It gives many people an opportunity to get some advice on issues that we all know that we get a little afraid to go visit an attorney because it might cost us too much or something.
Certainly.
You know, there are issues like that. So, and I know that last year, I shouldn't say last year. Anyway, many of our local attorneys volunteer their time to come help with this.
That's right. That's right. And what a service.
Exactly.
There's questions you might have that you don't necessarily need to go seek out an attorney, and yet this would be a perfect time to come and ask hopefully simple questions as well as those tough ones.
It definitely is. And will you have to plan on waiting long to visit an attorney? I guess you really have no idea if you haven't done this before.
We don't. Last year she said that they had over 150 visitors, and they try to have at least up to 6 attorneys at any one time.
Okay.
And I don't have the names of the attorneys that are participating at this point, but we're
Can
excited.
people make appointments to visit, or you just have to come
it's
in?
first come, first serve.
All right.
But they will be throughout the library. We'll have the Arizona statutes available online if there's need for that.
And I was just briefly looking at your notes on that. There will be construction law, estate planning. There is
Family
civil
law.
Yep, family law, civil litigation, contracts, tenant issues,
Personal injury.
real estate, probate. There's that looks as though all the topics are going to be covered pretty well on for the law clinic. And I would encourage any of you that, even if you think that it may not be necessary to hire an attorney, if you've got any issues, boy, Friday, May 3rd would be the day to check it out. And I appreciate that information. Are there other things coming up at the public library? Our library is just blossoming into the place to be.
It is, and every quarterly we put out a Library Lines. It's a newsletter that you can actually pick up in the library at the Chamber of Commerce and a couple of other places in town, but it pretty much will tell you what's going on
I saw that available online.
It is online.
Right.
You can go directly to our website, which is www.ctwpl.info, and there's a link right on the front page where you can go to the About Us and look at not only the current issue, but the past issues for at least 3 years back. So,
Excellent.
yeah.
Okay, to get back to the authors forum, I just did want to run by the format for the event.
Okay.
It starts at 11. It's 11 to 1.
11 to 1 on a
Okay.
Saturday. We're open from 10 to 2, so come early. We will have them throughout the library
Okay.
because there are 29. We'll have them in the mezzanine if you haven't had a chance to go upstairs. It's a beautiful area, the young adult area. We'll also have it in the meeting room, the program room, and the large type room. So we'll have them placed throughout. We're also doing a $30 door prize,
Okay,
which
cool.
will actually, it's not a door prize. When you first come in, we'll give you a slip of paper with listing all of the authors and their books, and as you go and visit each of the authors, if you fill that slip up at the end of the day, we will put that into a drawing and give away a $30 cash prize.
Excellent. So the authors that will be on hand are on the website. Can visitors purchase their books? Will they be selling?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
and
good.
they will also be able to get them signed by
Next
the
question,
authors.
autographed copies of their books.
That's right.
Doesn't get much better than that. What else? Parting comments. What else do you have to say about our library or about the event?
Well, we have a couple of new things. For those that are local, we have a new media drop box. So no longer do you have to wait until we're open to drop off your DVDs.
Woohoo!
Yes. It's already been full, and we've only had it up for about 4 or 5 days.
Excellent. That works then.
That's right. And telemessaging is brand new within the Verde Valley. The Yavapai Library Network has had it throughout the last few years, but now we have a local number, which is 649-6250, and if we are not open or if you are not internet savvy, you can just call that number using your barcode in the PIN number, which should be the last 4 digits of the phone number you gave us at the time of registration. You can go ahead and call and renew your items, see what you have checked out, see if any holds are in. It's really nice. So 649-6250, and it's going to be a great asset.
Yeah, that will be. That will be. All of that information is available on the website in case
It
you
is.
missed the number, because I'm quite sure we did not put that number on the screen. We put the main library number. But so get in touch with that. If you haven't got a library card, go get a library card.
It's very simple for those of you that do not know.
Right.
You can come in with a picture ID, and if your picture ID has your current mailing address on it, that's all you need. If your picture ID does not have your current mailing address, just bring something with you that has your current mailing address within the last 40 days. It could be a bill, it could be pretty much anything.
Excellent. May 3rd, Law Day, May 4th, the 2013 first annual of many, I hope, Authors Forum. Mary Griff, thank you for sharing all of this information with us. Again, the Cottonwood Public Library is just a huge hub of activity. There is always so much going on, whether it's for the kids, the teenagers. I've run into my next door neighbor. He sure just kicks back and checks out a whole bunch of different things and enjoys some quiet time around the library.
Yes.
Appreciate your time for coming
You're
in.
welcome. One more?
Yeah.
We have the summer reading program coming up. Don't forget that. Bring your kids in. The first week of June is registration, and the best readers throughout the summer will get a pool party at the Parks and Rec.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Volunteers are always needed.
Volunteers are always needed.
There we
In fact,
go.
we are currently recruiting to staff the mezzanine, which we have just turned into a youth services or young adult area, which we are renaming.
Excellent.
And we're hoping that our volunteers will be able to staff that full
Excellent.
time.
Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
And it is time to take another short break. We'll join you after these messages.
Hi, I'm Captain Larry Dawson with the Cottonwood Fire Department, here to talk to you about cooking safety in your home. The #1 cause of house fires today is lack of safety in the kitchen. Always set a timer while you're cooking. If a fire starts in your oven, close the door and turn the oven off. When kids are present while cooking, always use the back burners and keep handles turned in and out of reach of children. Never leave an open flame unattended, and always have a working fire extinguisher nearby.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. You know, I followed your character since the first episode. I'm a big fan, big fan.
Thank you.
And listen, your storyline, it makes for incredible TV drama. Thing is, your drug use is very adult content. Too adult for the kids. So I'm gonna have to block you.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, have a good one.
You're a nice lady.
Welcome back, and I hope you enjoyed the messages. We've got a lot of great information, whether you're watching our show or watching the information that we give you in between our segments. We have, as we've talked about, so many great resources in the Verde Valley and so many organizations that do such great things. This one was a little surprising to me, and I've had the opportunity to hear about this in a little bit more detail than we're going to be able to share today. But I think you'll get the idea, and I think you'll understand what a great opportunity this is and what great work these folks are doing. Today we are joined by Carolyn Dale with the Verde Valley School. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the Verde Valley School, there's a great history to it, and it's a great organization. It's a great opportunity for kids, and they're doing some great things. Carolyn, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Let's remind everybody a little bit about what Verde Valley School is all about.
Verde Valley School was founded in 1946, so we've been around in this area for a long time. The Verde Valley School, we're an IB, an International Baccalaureate diploma program, but our real mission is academic excellence, service to the world citizenship,
That's okay.
Environmental sustainability, and so we really we're very focused on experiential learning and project-based learning, as well as just a very rigorous academic program for our students.
Well, so in addition to the program we're going to talk about, you're also the equestrian program director.
I am.
Yeah. So you get to wear a couple of hats
Many
on
hats,
that.
yes.
Yeah. Now, is it K-8 or K-12?
It is 9 through 12.
Oh, 9 through 12.
9 through 12. We have about 105 students from 18 countries, and about 20, 25, it varies year, but of day students from the Sedona and Villageville Creek and this Verde Valley area. So
that's pretty amazing. One of the missions of the school is the community, is being able to, like you said, the experiential kinds of learning that the kids can get. And I know that there are a lot of different programs. I've heard about a couple of them, but the one that intrigued me a lot was the Malawi Project. And I know that most of our viewers are going to go, the who? What is that again? But I was so amazed at what has been accomplished. And would you please explain to our viewers a little bit about what the Malawi Project is?
Yep. VBS has always had a history of working. We started doing a lot of work on the reservations with the Hopi and the Navajo in the past down in Mexico. So we've always had an international kind of service piece to our learning. And so it was in 2006 that some of the students wanted to get involved with the UN Millennium Development Goals. And we connected in Malawi because we had a former teacher who was Peace Corps there and had connections in the Malawian villages. And Malawi's a little landlocked country in southeastern Africa. And so we kind of started there because we had some inroads, and we really wanted to speak to the people and let them do what they help in ways that really are what they wanted, not what we thought they needed. So having those connections already helped us to do that. And so we've been going to Malawi every summer for since 2006, and the project has expanded over time to do several different things. We work in one village in Kamagalera, and there we focused a lot on primary education. We've built primary school for the teachers, housing for the teachers so they could be close to the school. We've outfitted the village with mosquito nets. We're in the process of finishing a huge community center that we built there. And we do a lot of tutoring for the children when we're there, and every year we raise the money for any of the primary school children that can pass their exams to go on to secondary school. Our students raise money throughout the year to pay for their school fees to get them through secondary school, because a lot of them that's not an option. And since we've been doing that, way more children actually sit for the exams and actually succeed and can continue. So
I'm just going to run down a quick list. The Verde Valley School, the kids that have participated in this have built 3 teachers' houses at the primary school, tutored students in English, math, and earth sciences, taught standards 5, 6, and 7, put concrete floors in all of the classrooms. Big deal. I can't believe some of the painted murals in the classrooms, resurfaced blackboards, paid the school fees to allow them to attend secondary school, distributed medical and educational supplies, trained villagers. In other words, things that they can do to help augment their supplies, and then built the community center. And in addition to that, the students that participate in this program basically also they pay their own way to go to Malawi
they
to
do.
these
Yeah, we
things.
use all the funds that we raise, and we had an E.E. Ford Foundation grant originally, and but we raise all the money to do the projects. The money doesn't go to students' travel or anything like that. They pay to come and participate. And we've also expanded this last year to also, we've been working with the Lions Club and VSP Optics, and we're now running these free eyeglass clinics. So the students all year long, one Saturday a month, we've been going and we clean the glasses, recycle glasses, and read the prescriptions on them and package them for Malawi. And then we have doctors that we team up with over in Malawi that will, see these patients and have them so that they can get free glasses. So we went 400 last year, and this year we'll put 2,000 pairs of glasses out there in Malawi for people that need them.
And I know that it varies from year to year, but how many students actually participate in this project?
This year will be 8. And it varies anywhere from, it's been from 5 to 15 a year, depending. This year where we have so many projects, it's easier to get a smaller group of people around. We're going to be down doing the eyeglass clinics, then we'll work with a group that's working with HIV orphans, and then we'll be in the village where we normally work. So a little smaller seems to work a little better.
What a great experience for the kids. That's just
It's a great
amazing.
experience.
Yeah. So in addition to grants that you may be able to get and the things that you do, there are some additional efforts to keep everything going at Verde Valley School, and I know there's a really exciting one coming up right around the corner.
Yeah, on Monday we'll have Mary Fisher, who's a world-renowned AIDS activist. She's a local as well, and she will be there speaking at Verde Valley School. It's part of our Millennium Development Goals lecture series that we do. We try to bring in some pretty amazing people for the community to hear and inspire them to do work that's beneficial in the world and make a difference. And she'll be speaking. It's free and open to the public. It's at 7 o'clock on Monday night, this Monday, April 22nd. And we would love to, have the community come out and hear her speak, because she's very, amazing and inspiring.
Absolutely. So. I'm amazed and inspired by the work that the students are doing, and I know that the Verde Valley School, while it does have a long, long history here, some of the it's just kind of runs under the radar a lot of times, and I am so glad to see some of the things that have been accomplished by the students at the school. What great opportunities, what great adults the kids are able to build themselves into, and I say that with all my heart. They build themselves because of the opportunities. And again, Monday, April 22nd, Mary Fisher at the Verde Valley School. If you are watching this show after April 22nd, check out, I believe it is vvsaz.org. And there are many opportunities to visit the school, take advantage of what they bring to the community, and become a part of their community as well. And I think that it works out great. I know that just in closing, I just want to, there are ways that our community can help donate to, whether it's the Malawi Project or many of the other efforts that Verde Valley School does. And by going to the website, you can check out ways that you can help and contribute to all of the great things that they're doing. If you had one message to leave our viewers with, what would it be?
It would be that I really think like these students, the youth of the world right now are really what's going to change the world. And I think when we put our energy towards helping them realize what they can accomplish in the world, that's where we really change the world that we live in.
I know I've met a couple of them, and they're going to change the world. Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. They are going to change the world. Verde Valley School, vvsaz.org. Check out all the great things that they're doing and how you can help participate and become part of their community. And again, thank you, Carolyn, for joining us. Look forward to seeing all the great things that are going on out there. And we are going to take a short break, and we will be back with you in just a few moments.
Hi, I'm Ben Bueller, owner and funeral director at Bueller Funeral Homes. My grandfather once told me, you can serve a family selfishly once, or treat them right and serve that family for generations.
Bueller Funeral Home has been serving Arizona families for 3 generations with affordable and reasonable services. Bueller Funeral Home feels a funeral should be as unique and personal as the individual it honors, whatever your choices, your traditions, or your budget.
Having a fire escape plan is very important to keep your family safe and together in the event of a fire. When you awake to the sound of a smoke detector and smoke in your room, don't stand straight up. Carefully roll off your bed and stay low under the smoke. If your door is shut, feel the door with the back of your hand. Slowly open the door if no heat is felt. Always stay low until you get to the outside of your home. Always have 2 ways out of your house and a specified meeting place somewhere outside your home. Home escape plans should be drawn up and rehearsed on a regular basis. This could be the difference between life and death if caught in a fire.
Hey guys, thanks for coming.
Are we in trouble?
No, you're not in trouble. I just want to set some ground rules.
Like what?
Well, remember last week when you hit Vinny in the head with the shovel?
I do not recall that.
Of course not. Well, it was pretty graphic. Too graphic for the kids. So I'm gonna have to block you.
You know, I gotta make this up to you. This is Vinny's watch, and I want you to have it. You deserve it.
Thank you. That's really not necessary.
No, come here.
Welcome back. We have had a great information-packed show so far, and it's not over with yet. We have a guest today that is going to tell us about an event that has been going on in Sedona for I forget how many years, but a long time. Catherine Moore?
Actually, this is the 3rd year. This is only our 3rd year, but we've been growing like crazy.
Excellent.
So it's wonderful.
Catherine Moore, Rotary Club of Sedona.
Yep.
And the Great Sedona Chili Cook-Off. And it is one of the most incredible events. And we chatted a little bit last year.
Mm-hmm.
And last year's was a huge success.
It was very successful, and this year's going to be even better.
Excellent. So. We have, it is scheduled, first of all, for May 4th.
Right. It's May 4th from from 11 to 4.
Right.
From 11 to 4, it's at Tlaquepaque in Sedona. And it's just going to, we have 16 restaurants this year, so it's bigger than ever. And we have over $10,000 in sponsorships already, which is excellent. We're way above where we were last year, so it's really great.
Well, I think that it's important to note the event is at Tlaquepaque, who they are one of the major sponsors, obviously. The beer garden is provided by Oak Creek Brewery.
Right.
Those are 2 fairly big things. Admission is only $10, and kids under 10 are free.
Are free.
And the chili cook-off has just been, there are so many restaurants to participate,
Right.
that the $10 is just, that's nothing.
and it's just amazing because they're going to provide chili for each restaurant's going to provide chili for 700 people. So
Amazing.
It's going to be really hard to taste 16 chilies and you'll get full.
Exactly, exactly. Now, we are sitting here, we have the...
this is our newest this is our new trophy.
This is awesome.
The last year we just had one for Judge's Choice, and this year we have People's Choice as well. So this is a brand new trophy. The Judge's Choice is at El Rincon, because they were the winner last year.
Oh, that's right.
So it's still at their restaurant. And so this year we have another one for People's Choice, and all the restaurants will be vying for that.
That's so
honor.
much fun.
And then, now we have a People's Choice trophy too, and then there's medals for down, I think, to third place and we also have a best decorated booth, and Dennis Ott is going to be judging that for. He's from the Sedona Arts Center, and
that's very exciting.
That's going to be fun.
So
it's just so much fun. It really is a lot of fun.
Well, that's what I know, that there are. You say the restaurants are making chili for 700 people, and there are probably way more than that attend it. It seems to me like it's
over the day, so it's hard to tell, and it's also part of the Cinco de Mayo fiesta at Tlaquepaque. So all that's going on at the same time. So when you come to the chili cook-off, you can also come to the Cinco de Mayo fiesta. That there's mariachi bands. There's I think it's Ballet Folklorico. There's all kinds of things, and music in all the plazas at Tlaquepaque. So and piñatas for the kids, and all kinds of things going on. So it's just a really, really fun day.
Well, the event by itself was enough of an excuse to get you to come visit with us. But I think that the reason for the
event is actually more important.
Exactly.
Our main, we do community projects all the time, different things from picking up trash to community dinners and all that. But our main focus for this is we're raising money for two main projects. The first one is the same as we did last year, which is the Imagination Library, and that we send books to preschool children every month, one a month. And it's part of Dolly Parton started this project in Appalachia, and the literacy rate improved dramatically. So we're hoping that will be the case here too. And it also fosters parents reading with their children and all kinds of good things. So that's one of the main focus. And the other one is the End Polio Now campaign. And the End Polio Now campaign is Rotary International's push to end polio in the world. Now, a lot of people that are younger don't even know what polio is.
Right.
But those of us who are a little bit wiser, older and wiser, remember, unfortunately, how many people had polio in the 50s and 60s. And
we remember the polio vaccines from that day.
Polio vaccines. And people still need to get polio vaccines, because even though it's been gone from the United States, it's not gone in the world, and it's just a plane right away. So people still need to get vaccinated. And the big news is that just this last year, India was declared polio-free. Now that is huge, because that is a huge country, and probably they think it may be where polio started in the first place.
Wow.
So there's only a couple countries left: Afghanistan, Nigeria, and can you help me there? Because Pat's a Rotarian too.
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
She's a member of the Verdi Valley Club. So can you help me out there with what's the last country that still has polio? But
I can't help you, and I apologize for that. By the next time, I'm going to know the answer to that.
Okay.
But I do think that it's important to note that has been Rotary International's primary focus. And this.
It's just that we're just this far away.
Right.
It's
unbelievable.
So unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable how close it is. And Imagination Library, I have had the opportunity to learn more about that, and thinking that Dolly Parton started this in her county, in her county, and it has spread and made the difference in so many communities on so many levels.
For $25 a year, we can send a book a month to every kid in different zip codes, and so we're doing that in Sedona now, and we're hoping to expand it.
I think it's
possibly
looking like they're
in the Verde, to some places in the Verde Valley, but we have to go slow because once it's we're committing to do this for 5 years for these kids that are coming along. So, but I think it's going to make a big difference in all kinds of ways, in learning to speak, parents learning to speak English and all kinds of things. So
they say even little brothers and sisters are excited
Absolutely.
to get the books because they know they're going to eventually benefit from all of it.
That's
so I think that's great news. So a few things to leave our viewers with. The Great Sedona Chili Cook-Off, May 4th. Don't miss it. It is going to be absolutely wonderful. And the next time you hear Imagination Library and the Rotary International's Drive to End Polio, End Polio Now, remember those kinds of things and support the organizations that are helping make these things possible. It's pretty incredible that while, again, those of us in the United States, polio doesn't really exist to us anymore, but it's still a battle, and it's still one that is very close to being won.
It's a battle that's very close to being won. And I think there was only one other disease. What is it? Is it smallpox that's wiped out now? I think
that's probably correct.
So it was a huge undertaking. It's been going on since 1985, I believe, when they started. And, you know, every year countries just have been declared polio free, so it's just been great to watch.
Right, because of the efforts of a lot of people.
Yep.
So again, just keep those things in mind, and when you have an opportunity to not only have fun but support great causes, don't miss that opportunity.
Right.
Parting words, anything you want to share with us before we have to go?
Oh, just come and have fun and enjoy the day.
Exactly. We're going to have great weather.
We are. We always do.
Okay.
We are. I have wonderful weather genies, and I count on them.
I would too. I'm going to start. I want you to share your genies though sometime. Okay. Catherine Moore, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here for this episode of Senior Living, and we hope to see you again real soon. With that, thank you from Yavapai Broadcasting, Verde Valley Television, and we'll see you next time.